Hey there folks, before we get started with the video, I just want to say a couple things real quick. Sometimes people want a quick summary of something and then leave and think that they have what they need to understand it. Well, they don't. They're trying to acquire knowledge, looking for an easy button. But for those people who want a little bit, plus some things that I had to add to the video, that's why I put this up there. This video is the first one I'm putting up in the how-to series. I don't know how many videos I'll make, and I'll do as best I can, but whatever they are, they are. But the most important one is the strongest metaphysical ability that there is heart energy. A man can be extremely huge, large, powerful, able to pick up a car or whatever. Who cares? Just say what you want about it. Think what you want about it. If he loves someone and they go to calm him down, he's going to, because heart literally takes over, and heart is not about abuse. Now, that being said, if he's got a loved one underneath that car or something, he will literally throw a car, whatever. He'll literally do whatever's necessary, crank up his energy so hard that he will maximize whatever he actually is, whatever he can possibly do in that physical body, to take care and protect those that he loves. An accountant that has never exercised, is not big and strong, or anyone else doing this, I'm not picking on accountants at all. There's a lot of tough accountants out there. What I am saying is that even someone who's not known for that's in a business that's not known for the physical power, that person, out of love and compassion, which comes from love, will probably literally put their lives in jeopardy to save someone, if the need be, especially if they love them. And then you might have some big, huge guy that won't do that. So you want to tell me that this big, huge guy that doesn't have any heart is as strong as this other gentleman that's a third of his size? Hell no, ain't happening. In the video, I explain how the heart works. I mean, in detail. What's going on, what parts of the brain, everything else. And I got some coughing, excuse me. Small choking. Also, I do mention the other side of lower frequencies, what most of us call negativity. Where it's located, what it is, blah, blah, blah. And I invited you to go look at some of these places. If you go to the other side of higher vibrations, it's right here in the earth, you'll be allowed to float around. You just won't be able to stay there too long because you got a life. When I say too long, I'm talking about moments. I'm not talking about days. But if you go to the other side of lower frequencies and you are higher frequencies, you won't be allowed in there. You'll be able to see something and then you'll be pushed back, but you'll be able to see it. Believe it or not, this horrible angel Lucifer that everyone hated, that's what its job was. That's what it was originally made by the first being, male and female. They made it together. They put their energy together and created it to literally protect everything from the negative source energy they had removed from themselves. And then every area that's in with people having lives, they would maintain the separation. When you die, there's literally both this a silver thread as part of the field that attaches you to the other side, okay, where you belong, the one you go to, and you also used to have part of Lucifer hanging around that would make sure that things stayed separate. There's never been a devil. The closest thing to a devil you ever had was the original first being, what you call God. But anyway, also, on the personal power-up necklaces, we're changing the name of it to the core power-up necklace. It takes your personal power, who you are inside, and takes your frequencies and then just condenses them to make it strong. But it happens more around the core than anything else. Now, the Dragonstone Jasper necklaces, Dragonstone jasper takes more dragon energy and it reaches out and pulls your energy in and starts condensing it. And that's why when you have black onyx with Dragonstone jasper, it literally not just condenses the core, it literally reaches out to grab your energy and pull it in, and then the black onyx condenses it more and more and more. The strongest energy there is well, it's black dragon. Unicorn's incredibly powerful too. I mean, it's hard to say that the strongest energy I can find inside myself or anywhere else is black dragon. So that's the difference. If you want a physical analogy, imagery, so that we can understand a basic thought process, think about a huge dragon with huge wings and it's pulling everything in towards the center. And then the black onyx is like Black Panther energy, very powerful, singular. So Black Panther takes your energy that you have right there and condenses it, whereas Dragonstone jasper reaches out and takes your energy, like more of your aura, reaches out, grabs it, and starts condensing it. So the two of them together are very powerful. That's what we do in a lot of personal necklaces. Anyway, so that I want to tell you that about the heart energy right away. Plus, like I said, I explain where the different organs, how everything happens. Folks, you won't find this information anywhere, but it's time you had it. So, anyway, let's check out the video. Good morning, folks. How we doing? It is 7:43 a.m. Sunday, October 22nd, 2017. That's a good day. Good number, 22. Excuse me. I don't mean to be gross. I just, unless I really need to, I don't like to turn the video off and redo anything, because I mean, sometimes I screw up so bad I have to, or something happens, but I don't like to. I just want to do this and keep going. The number 2, excuse me, the number 22 is two twos in line next to each other. 2 is understanding. 2 is relative to compassion. Understanding is what? Power. It's the power to be a better you. It's the power for you to do more things in a more satisfying, complete, full fashion. It's also 2 things coming together. Okay? I'll do a quick video on numerology too. I'm trying to start something new. I wanted to do this, put out a video about it, of one stone from time to time here and there. Folks, I'm doing everything I can. Lots of times I want to do something. My intention is right on the money, okay? But I can't. My memory is very poor, as everyone knows. I can't help that. I've always had issues. As I've said before, 4/5 and 95, April 5th of 1995, I was in a serious 45-mile-an-hour head-on collision. A man was not too young man, was over intoxicated on a bicycle, cut in front of a young lady who was driving a Ford Probe, and she swerved to get out of the way, and when she did, she also hit the gas, and then she went across 5 lanes of traffic. This happened right inside an intersection. Wouldn't have happened like this any other way. There was a median. It was made to happen. And she came in, she literally hit me head on at 45 miles an hour, and my face pretty much took out the windshield. When I say pretty much, I mean it was shot. It had one of those old Dodge vehicles. It had that plastic, strong plastic lining in between 2 pieces of glass. So there's this, the whole windshield was cracked, but there's this big bubble coming out where my head hit it. Had a seatbelt on, but those Dodge vans back then, 1986 Dodge van, if you're sitting in it, when you're sitting back in a seat relaxing and you have a seatbelt on, you can't even see out the window. You can't even see out the driver's window. You want to talk about a design flaw? So you have to go like this to see, and I always use my window, but when I go to make a turn or something, I want to see. So I have my seatbelt a little bit loose. Just enough where I can see. I don't like floating around the seat. I know that from racing when I was a kid. You want to really maintain control of a car. I don't mean go racing. I'm talking about maintain control of the car. What else do you want to do? You want to take care of yourself. You want to go home and do other stuff. You want to be safe. And who the hell wants to hit another car with a family in it, or another person in it, or an animal in it? It's amazing. Anyway, so it was just enough, and I held on to the passenger that was with me, the lady that actually owned the car. She and I were living together. I held on to her hard, and I leaned. So when I saw her coming, I grabbed a hold of her. She wouldn't wear a seatbelt because she's too like this. So that literally pulled me out of the seatbelt and just bam. Anyway, that didn't help my memory anyway. That's all I was trying to say. Man, there's so much going on in my head right now. So much stuff happening with the trip to Hawaii and everything. I've always wanted to get over there. Bump into the bump into the kahuna. Anyway, the energy there is so beautiful. I've had a lot of lives there, and one of them was a stronger one than the rest of them. Remember, Hawaii was, and actually still is, the capital of Lemuria. But all of Lemuria that's above the water right now is Hawaii and New Zealand. New Zealand is the southernmost tip of it. Anyway, getting away from the thought process here, how to. So anyway, I'm going to do the best I can. I know it's hard with the way things are set up with YouTube, especially, not blaming them, but it's myself, the way we've put stuff out there. It's whatever's in, I release. So I'm going to try and at least get about 5 or 6 of these in here, how-tos, how to do this, how to do that. And don't worry, you won't see me with an apron. We're not baking cakes. Damn. Excuse me. My heart's touchy this morning. Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. Heart energy. The most powerful metaphysical ability there is, and almost everyone has it. The only ones who don't are those who are really totally negative or lower frequencies. Is heart energy. That's the most powerful metaphysical ability that exists within creation. Heart power will literally, if you have a lot of frequencies of heart and fortitude too, you will crank up so hard to do what you know and feel is right, and you do it for others. You do it for love of others. With all the misdirection being manipulated, it's been put in there that this is manipulation. Being put in there, put in your lives, especially on the internet, to manipulate you one way or the other. Excuse me. Damn. That and fear. That's the next one. I'll do that after this. I expect. So the heart is the most powerful metaphysical power, not just ability, but power that there is. The heart the heart developed. Okay, I can't move that arm today. It is so awesome that it was put together, and I'm very thankful that it was put together. I'm very appreciative. Ain't gonna praise nothing for it, but this was put together by the other side and some very nice people here in Body that we're gonna have a very small, powerful private engagement with in Hawaii at the end of this month. Hawaii, that portion of land is important to me, and it's so funny. The street that the house we're renting is off of is the name of a person that one of my focal points coming off of me. The second one, there's me, number one, then there's number two, that's been trying to release itself from me, and then a third one a while back. And once I get out of here, they will. The number two focal point had a life in this body. So it's if you think of an amoeba, like an energy field with those little, like a couple little pieces coming off, that's what it's like, little big fingers or something. That's what energy is. I don't expect people to understand that right off. I don't expect people to believe me. But I expect myself, and nothing will stop me from giving you this information. Because as you wake up and your abilities to see for yourself become stronger, you'll see. It's like my charts on the auric expressions of different frequencies. Having a rough time this morning. As tired as my body is, and it's a physical fact with doctors, this body is dying, and it's going down quick. Right now, it's like an 88-year-old man, whatever. It's beat up. Dana even said that the other day, looking at me, because she takes care of me. Hey, I love her. She loves me. I have love for literally everyone. I was made to serve and protect what I am inside, not this body. This body is just a vehicle for me to be in, and I used to have a co-driver, but it's been removed. I removed it, whatever. And for those of you that are coming to this video channel, and you've never been here, and you're learning how to wake up, I don't expect you to believe this. How can you? If I'm trying to help you open up your mind, open up yourself to become yourself, and then make up your own mind, how could I? I don't. I do it anyway. It's what I need to do. I used to see things with people. If people really were scared about something, I'd go right up to them, tell them what was going on, and don't worry about it, what was going to happen. And they'd look at me freaking out. How do you know that? And then again, I would hear, how do you know that? Number one, and almost all the time, the second thing they'd say, do you talk like this to everyone? And it's a simple answer. It's nothing but the truth. I don't give people crap. I mean, I won't lie to you, okay? Well, you lied because you said this and this. Hey, look, I'm doing the best I can with everything every day. I'll tell you I walk, but it's actually more of a wobble. So did I lie if I say I walked from one room to the other? Sure as hell didn't walk to the store. I am physically handicapped, have been since, 2000, legally. Some people are so afraid of not being right about something, and many of them are solar plexus, but some of them are just nasty. But there's those that have that fear. That's be the next how-to video. How do you beat the hell out of fear? Anyway, they're so afraid that they have to do everything they can to reach out with as big a hammer as they can find and beat down anyone who's trying to open up and become themselves. And they usually have control issues too. When you go to court, there's a judge there's a very, very, very high percentage of judges, is way up in the 90s, okay, that literally want one thing: to listen and do the best they can with that information that's provided to them and make a decision upon it. And you'll find out, not all, but most of them are also solar plexus. A lot of lawyers are solar plexus. Most all lawyers are solar plexus. Now a lawyer, that's where you get into a fine line, just like mechanics, what I used to be. Of course, I was a scrub nurse, telephone engineer, just about you name it, or scrub tech, actually. I never had a nurse license, but lawyers now, if they're trying to get the truth out, that's good. But they grow, not all of them, but they tend to grow into the field of manipulating you around in a circle to get the wording out of you or confuse you on stand, and then do it in front of the jury and say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, because they're intelligent enough to take most people and run around in circles. Don't happen with me. Why? I'm not lying, number one. I know what I am and who I am. I'm very secure in that. And no one's going to tell me otherwise. No one can rattle my faith. Why? Because it's faith in myself. It's an understanding. There's no faith. I'm going to believe in blind faith. You use blind faith, you're going to beat your head in everything you walk into. Doors, walls. My whole thing, my whole base format for what I'm doing this for is talking with people, is for them to become themselves. I was talking to an opposing lawyer. I'm not going to connect cases or anything. It's gotten to the point where, that needs to stop now. There are guidelines we need to follow. So, and this opposing lawyer was asking me about what I charge for, or what charges, I forget the wording, what the charges were for what I do. And I'm like, okay, and it's varied. So I think I started at about $150, and I know it went up to $600, and that was, I think I said, when I had left, broke away from Michelle Davis of Michelle of the Open Awareness Incorporated. So I don't know. I'll have to see when the transcript comes back. But I'll try to lay stuff out in court. The idea is to keep things simple and keep going. My lawyers even tell me that I don't know how to lay all this out. And if someone says, did you hold that banana in your hand and eat it? Or did you take that wallet off the counter and put it in your pocket or take the money out? Or did you kick this person in the butt because they were just giving you a hard time? That's a yes and no. Are you in love with this person? Anything? Okay, now, where's the boundary on yes and no? When you talk about metaphysical stuff, How do you see this stuff? Well, I see it. Did you see this? Well, did I see it how? You know, there's not a yes or no answer for a lot of things, especially in metaphysical. And then there's other stuff that I won't go any further into for a good reason. One of the opposing lawyers that are related to these cases I'm in is Source Spirit. He's from Lily and myself, Lily and Arae. Then is a member of my law firm. That is the same. Kind of funny. I have to deal with this before I wake up. Now, I got away from how to, but folks, there's always a need for a basic format of understanding to understand some of the other stuff I tell you. Okay, I don't mean to wander off all the time, but a lot of me does. Just, kind of go there. But the most powerful metaphysical ability that there is the heart. The heart energy. That is the most prevalent and powerful. It's the most powerful of all metaphysical abilities. What is just love? Can you hold love like you can a water bottle? Good luck. Can you see it, feel it, know it is there? Yes. Can you just do it by going? Well, if you're not awake, no, not yet, but you can. Love is the most powerful metaphysical ability that there is. What does metaphysical mean? It means other than physical. Something that is not categorized as physical. If it doesn't hold physical form, it's metaphysical. See, everyone takes all these thought processes for these different words. Like the most disgusting word, one of the most disgusting words that I'm aware of. To me right now, how I feel, how I understand things, it's number 2. The four letter word for hatred, to me, is the worst. That's number 1. That's a nasty thing. Wow, my head's killing me. Anyway, let me try to get back on topic again. I'm so glad I'm getting to go to Hawaii before I die this last life. I can't even walk. If I'm talking for a couple seconds, I have to lean on something. If I try to stand up, and I can't, even leaning on something, I can't stand up long. Anyway, I'm not going to go back into the tape into the SDXE card to try and see where I was going right there. Folks, this is rough. Hell, today at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here, I'm going to have about a 2-hour consult that I'm cranking up. I'm doing a DNA ICUC on 9 people. And before I'm done, it's going to be more like 13. I give Deanna advice on what to charge for stuff, but it's her decision. The business is in her name, and it has been for, I don't know. The website's always been in her name. I mean, I bought the name. I purchase the name of the website, but the website's hers. She gets it in a will and everything else. She gets everything in a will except for some stuff I'm giving Paul and my son. Anyway, the thing about, let me just get back to the heart and start talking about it, and hopefully I'll get there. The heart, now even Greg Braden has talked about this years ago, okay? I talk about what I see, what I feel, and what I know. And what is what I know? It's what I understand. It's not something in a book that I memorized. It's something I understand by using my metaphysical abilities. Again, something that's metaphysical is something that's not physical. You can't touch it and hold it. Something that's in between those two stages would probably be smoke. I'm not writing a book on those definitions. I'm helping you understand that you're more than you ever thought you could be. That you can do things you're not aware of, and it's your natural state when you're not being forced to be something else. How do you maintain that? The lies? The truth will always find its way out if there's nothing strong maintaining it constantly. That was the original first being, male and female. Them being gone, and plus their little servants, the original angels, yes. So, we have, everything is chaotic for our own understanding of metaphysical abilities. It was made to be that way by the other side. So sometimes they would use organizations, military groups, all kinds of stuff, individual people to get on the internet and just start saying whatever they wanted to. They can run us. I told you, the strong spirit goes inside the upper crown, goes through the middle crown, goes to the lower crown, and the lower crown right on top of the hypothalamus. And right in that area stuff, then it just floats around, and it's like almost like an energetic storm. So what it looks like is energy that flows in between the low crown. If you put a blanket on something and then raised it up and then just loosened it up a little bit, that's the lower crown. And that energy from the hypothalamus to that lower crown is where the information goes through and through, and that's where a lot of the understanding actually happens. And then the hypothalamus itself, it's like a reservoir, but it's also active, moving. So then the heart has strong input into it. The heart grabs the major data relative to numerology, the number 8, and my mind's slipping onto numerology all of a sudden. Anyway, it takes raw data from the brain, thought process, just literally like a linear thought process, okay? It takes the stronger ones that are in there, it just grabs those. It grabs base emotions from you. It grabs base emotion energy frequencies from your base energy field, or what they call the base chakra. It's where the spine hits the pelvic bone, right there and right below it. That right below the spine, right? But it's like a ball of energy. It's an energy field that's moving around. It's not an exact spherical ball, but it's a free-form looking ball of energy, so to speak. And it pulls the emotion up into it. Then it takes those two the thought process plus the base emotion and its own energy field, and it creates a feeling that it pulls out like an electromagnetic pulse. We've proven that the heart puts out. When I say we, I'm talking about human beings. The Institute of Heart Science, I believe that might be the name of it. They do a lot of different things, but they've measured this stuff. And EEG, electroencephalogram, that measures it. That measures it rather finitely as far as an electrical pulse. It's electromagnetic energy. The fifth field that was necessary. It's the one field that has to be put into 4 other fields to create spirit, sentient energy when you have different energy fields. And then a more heavy particulate matter that gets pulled into it is what makes the individual, it slows down your frequencies, and it makes a person have lower frequencies because that much heavy particulate matter is part of them. So that's where what we call negativity comes from. It's not actually negative like under zero. It's just very low, unless we say zero's up here. Again, I just see things as they are, and I explain them the best I can. So the heart, when the heart's doing this and the energy's going from your base chakra or coming up to your heart, what else does it go through? Sacral, it goes through the solar plexus. The whole time it's doing this, it's picking up other stuff. And working with the hypothalamus, what is that? I've told you what that is before and soon. Or if not already, you feel that for yourself. It's the nexus. It's the meeting point, the central point of the gathering of all your metaphysical abilities. So the heart, literally, the heart energy field contains, pulls in, and works with all your abilities, all of you. The strongest singular energy focal point, just by itself, is the solar plexus. So usually 4/5 or 7/8 of that energy field is buried within your core. And the core is your power, the big power going through the body. So it flows in and out of the spine, going up and down through your body. Comes out the crown, goes down into your legs. The base part of it, though, is from the bottom of your hip to just over your head here. So the heart, so because it deals with the hypothalamus, the heart's getting information from everywhere. When people really have strong heart energy, they get all of us do this, but when a really strong heart, it's more intense, they often realize that they're pulling in thoughts from people's heads. Well, yeah, because the other people's heart are getting that. Their heart energy of people grabs some of that and then it throws it out. Only the most important, the strongest ones, it takes them and blends them and puts it out. And then the understanding that comes, it's the heart's putting out its energy, and then a continuous understanding of that's created in the hypothalamus, between the hypothalamus and the lower crown, plus is stored inside the hypothalamus itself, in that area, the energy field that's in there. I remember this is energetic. If you were to go into someone's brain and cut the hypothalamus, understanding's not going to come out. It's an energy field that goes through it. Heart energy, it's been measured outside of the body. Well, gee, you cut a heart open, you know what happens? It dies. Somewhere along the line, people, if you really want to become who you are, you need to let go of the basic thought concept. Don't think you can fly physically, because you can't. You can fly metaphysically by relaxing and going out of your body, and not everyone can do that without a whole lot of struggle. But everyone does it all the time when you don't, when you don't understand. This is new to most everyone. Because of the power level that I have, because of what I am, because I'm here to do this, it's easiest for me to do it. The only thing that's made it difficult is dealing with all this other stupid spirit on the other side. And it's got problems, and we're trying to do it's clean spirit, trying to do the right thing, doesn't know how, but it won't listen. So what would the normal person say? What would a lawyer say? You're nuts. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've got 2 different groups of psychiatrists. Bada boom, bada bing. That said, this dude is cool. Let him go. What was their exact wording? Did he actually say cool? Well, they just said, hey, let him go. One of them, the one female psychiatrist I talked to, she looked at me. She's a psychiatrist. She doesn't understand the metaphysical stuff. She understands this love and compassion stuff, but she hasn't had that understanding of this stuff. She looked at me, and we just talked a few minutes, and she looked at me, and her eyes were open. She goes, I can feel your energy. I've gone into rooms before, and literally, I mean, big rooms, okay, where there were large venues, about 50 different people on these tables that they put together selling different stones and stuff like that. And my energy crank up so hard, and that came from the heart, that everyone in there was hot. Everybody was complaining about it. That's my heart energy. Everyone, I mean, there's no whoopie-doo Jay there. I'm no better than a stick in a piece of fertilizer, folks. Everything is equal. And if you want to be better than someone else, stop, take a few nice, full, natural breaths, and look at that, would you? If you don't have enough heart to understand that we're all family and we all deserve, you know, some kind of bare minimum of compassion with each other, then you're never going to get anywhere. And you're not going to be cranking up hard either. So... also, if you want a DNA ICUC, before we go to Hawaii, there's only 2 days to pay and then get it. You'd pay and then you get it. Boom, boom. I know I just said it earlier. I can't remember anything. Oh, it's Sunday already. Okay, never mind. Good thing I looked. There will be no more until getting back from Hawaii. Wow, 16 updates available. Okay. Guess it's obvious I'm not here much. So anyway, that's the power of the heart. Someone said, somebody can say, Jay could have said that all in 5 minutes. Yeah. As far as, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. But as far as giving you the information you need to fully understand this or have a good shot at it, no. It needs to be more. A lot of people will look at me and meet me, and they just, I know you. I said, well, yeah, you do. Said, what, are you here? Do you do this, do that? I said, no, it's just past lives that we've had together. If someone has had 65 past lives, been in a body, having a life here 65 times on this planet, that's a lot. This is exactly my 220th. I know a lot of you. And what most people see right away, not everyone, but when most people look at me and they feel like that they remember me from past lives, and they tell me right away, I just feel around you, I feel calm and relaxed, and I feel protected. But also the heart kicks up. And when I meet other family members, the hearts start engaging. So Twitter a little bit with the male and female thing, it's even stronger. Because there's source energy in there from Lily. So it's not being in love with the person, it's having love for them. I have love for everything. I used to get pounded for it, you know. It's like, hey, it's sad you don't have more love. But whatever. Love you anyway. I said at the end of each video, why? Because I want money? Hello. I don't have any use to collect a lot of money. Deanna, the work I do pulls in, good money for the spiritualfoundation.com. For the spiritual foundation. Deanna does this stuff too. She's waiting until I do pass before she takes over. She's going to be real busy doing stuff. She can do this through Siobhan. Raj hasn't even turned on yet. After I'm gone, Raj is going to crank up. You want to talk about some powerful love? And Deanna and Sivan and Raj are going to be working together, you have no idea how much power that is. And someone who already is the field is going to be stronger than he's ever been, making sure the right stuff happens. How many times have I seen in someone's head? And sometimes they say it, Jay thinks he's God. There is no God. There's the original first being, male and female, and what they did was wrong. If you want to think about what's right for equality, for taking care of and not abusing everyone, what they did was nothing but wrong. And they grew into some nasty stuff. And because they wouldn't stop, they're gone. But there is no God. If anything was worth your attention, it wouldn't want it. It wouldn't allow it. All of you, all of us, have been run in our lives. I've had very few lives where I actually got to make my own body. Those were very powerful lives. Talking about heart energy, let me go into one of my past lives and help you understand something about the power of heart. I want to talk about a life. I was a red atom 5 times here on this planet. 5 times they came, 5 times they left. It was always myself, red tiger lily, and the other 4 sets of source spirit that came from Lily and Arae. The actual spirit mates, source spirit mates. And sometimes I'd have a life where I made a body too. Made my own body. Sometimes I was released to use my abilities because something had to be done. Something had to go a certain way to follow the wishes of the original first being, male and female. They ran everyone's lives the way they wanted to for their own greedy little needs, for attention and praise. It started as having companionship, but it went from there to wanting to be gods and be praised by everything, and then abuse people in a body to make the spirit bigger, so when they released a third of it, there'd be more little small praise machines. Anyway, but having been a red atom so much, I've made a red race 5 times here on this planet, myself and Tiger Lily, as far as starting it. That's the Adamics, okay? And then there were always other people here that came first from other planets. Book number 2, I talk a lot more about the colonization of the Earth in Lemuria than in Atlantis. The different ages, when he came and when. I give basic timelines. Anyway, one of them was Pakal, okay? That was mine. But this other one I want to talk about was really neat. Pachacuri Inca Yupanqui. That just happened to be the 9th ruler of the Incan Empire. Number 9 in numerology, it means elder. There's a legend about the stone soldiers that were called upon by Pachacuri Inca Yupanqui to destroy an army that was trying to take over. What's the name of that place? It's up in the Andes. It was the stronghold of the Incan Empire. Machu Picchu. I can't remember. Oh well. You can see how well I prepare for these things. It's a matter of seeing, knowing, feeling, understanding. Machu Picchu. Anyway, my, I don't know what the heck he was, uncle or something, I don't know. He grabbed his little son and all the people, and a whole whatever, well over 1,000 of the little over 1,000 of the royal guards, and they climbed way up the mountain so that they could protect themselves up there, Machu Picchu, whatever. Anyway, and then I was down at the bottom, and I was told and it was by the female first being, what people calling God. And I was told that you would be strong and you would save the city, and I had a destiny. Well, what her intention was for me, there's like 312, including myself, 313 of us. I met one of them too, working in a pizza place. It's kind of funny, different body, of course. Anyone who doesn't understand that, well, just keep relaxing and you will. Relax, be calm, full relaxing breaths, open your mind, and just see how you feel about things. Anyway, he looked at me and goes, I know you. I said, yeah, I know, it was Machu Picchu, whatever. I said, Incan. We were Incan warriors back then in Peru. And he goes, yeah, that's where I'm from. I said, yeah, I know. And so his name was Freddie, his American name. Anyway, so I was told, don't worry about it. And I was strong. So I stood there with 312 other men. And there was an army down there, about 6,000 plus people. And there was a wave of them that came up the mountain, straight up the mountain. Well, we had a heck of an advantage. There's a legend about Pachacuri Inca Yupanqui calling on the stone soldiers to save Machu Picchu, to save the city, the whole kingdom. What happened is, the night before, my energy started vibrating hard. The original first being female, and the male, they just let my energy go. They just go flow through the body. And my energy got strong. I was telekinetic, and I literally lifted these stones, okay, above the ground, 100 pounds, 500 pounds, just pick it up. And then I slid, there's about 1,500 of them coming up the hill. I just went like this, I relaxed, and I was vibrating. All the stones picked them up, then I went like this, back and forth a few times with the stones. And just, it was crushing them, destroying them, breaking them in half. I mean, not physically in half, but like, and then of course, they freaked out. I would. Well, I wouldn't, but whatever. You know what I mean. Normal person would. I'd stop and look at it, and I'd say, wow. Fear I don't have. They say the most dangerous thing is something that's not afraid to die. That's not true. The very most dangerous thing there is something that wants to die. So does that mean I'm dangerous? No, I'm just me. But it helps you understand what not to mess with, I guess. I don't know. In some context, in some ways, in some contexts, that has some truth to it. In most ways, it's just nothing. But it's still a true statement. Excuse me. So anyway, so they freaked out, ran down. And then later on, after that happened, the rumor, everything went up to the king that was there and everyone else in the neighboring areas, and instead of running away, they came in and backed them, and then there was a slaughter of the opposing army the next day, a couple of days later or something. 2-3 days later, 2.5 days, I don't know. It was in the lowlands. So, that probably sounds like nonsense. Fine. But go read about the legend about the stone soldiers. Where the hell did that come from? I remember it like yesterday. Why? Because I can go back like everyone else does and remember it that way, but it's harder and harder for me to do every day. But it was such an important life, I remember. Now, the reason why I brought this up, I want to explain the stone soldier legend. Okay, they've actually made statues about the stone soldiers. They weren't soldiers; they were pieces of rock. As the Incan, we had walls that we made everywhere, terraces. I mean, we lived on hills, mountains. Anyway, so I was told previous to that, his original first being female. I remember when she came to me telling me. She said you would build a whatever, like an empire or something. I can't stand that word, but that kind of thing, a big thing. And what she expected was I was going to go to these, villages and everything and just destroy everybody and take it over. That's not what happened. People even say today they don't understand it, but they have no idea how the Incan Empire, how Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui built the Incan Empire so quick. Folks, read your history books. That much was left in it. It's very simple. After people heard about what happened, they were like, holy crap. And the first city we went to take over, they fought us. And they fought us hard. We went there. We did not make the first strike. Nada. We went there, and my intention was to talk to the chief. Okay, so the war started. The battle started. It wasn't war. And then the way things happened then is you start a circle around the people, and you pull them in there until the people are in the center. And then what usually would happen in those old, the Mayan, Aztec, and Inca, is that the people were made to lay down on their stomach and the others would walk on them to get to the chief. And lots of times they'd cut the heart out. I mean, you think things are weird today, man. It was worse back then. So anyway, I just asked everyone to get out of the way. And I walked up to the chief. The heart is the most powerful thing that there is. But at the same time, if you were to feel, then you could feel this and you went back time to feel what everyone else felt, especially what was in your heart. The physical body cannot hold that. It's power, folks. It's power. No, I'm not going to stop it. Anyway, I went up to him. And the people that were with me gave him 2 baskets of precious gems. I don't know how many baskets of really fine food and breads, and better weapons as well as their own. And I told them, I said, you are now family of the Incan Empire. You are part of the Incan Empire. You are part of us. Whatever your religion is, enjoy it. Whatever you want to do, enjoy it. But you are part of the Incan Empire, period. And they were like, okay. And the chief is like, why don't you cut my heart out? They would use jadeite for that. Black obsidian. Anyway, so they were just in like, what the hell's going on? Well, the next town we came to, there was a struggle, but not much of one, and we never made the first attack. I was told them all. I was told to kill them, to massacre these people. The original first being female is the one who said that at first, and then the original first being male got involved and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. You're going to destroy them, crush them. You're going to build an empire out of fear. No. I did it out of love. That's why it happened so quick and so strong. Then we go to the next town, but we'd walk in there and then we'd be marching in there, whatever, but it's not aggressive. It's just easy march, walking in there. People would already have all the weapons right there in the middle. They'd be like this with the hands open for food. How do you think that empire got built so quick? It wasn't out of fear. It wasn't out of abuse. It wasn't out of aggression. It was out of love. there's a saying that, excuse me, there's a saying that love can make the strongest man's knees buckle, make him weak. Love is power, folks. And you can't hold it in your hand. You can't squeeze it. You can physically grab a heart. You can cut someone open, reach your heart in, and actually kill it. But you can't stop heart energy. No way. You kill the heart, the energy, the body dies, the energy fields come out. But you can't just go to heart energy and destroy it. It's impossible. At the end of every video, I tell you I love you. Why? Because I do. The weaker this body becomes, the harder it is for me to feel that feeling without what do you call it? Without dealing with the repercussions of it, the stuff happening, eyes tearing and stuff. Nobody calls me a wuss because I'm not. I'll go up to anybody, look them right in the eye, and I've had groups of large men, people, not large groups of people, groups of large people, 2, 3, come at me before to be aggressive. I just relax, open up my eyes, boom, comes right out. They leave. They stop in their tracks and they leave. Folks, this is a beat up, tired old man body. They're not physically afraid of me. The eyes are, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. It's the energy flowing in and out. Comes right from the hypothalamus, goes right out. Well, how do you know this? Why don't you prove this? That's what a lawyer would say. Well, let me tell you, lawyers and bakers and mechanics and scientists, that's what I see happening. That's what I know. So that is my truth. Why? Because it's the truth. That's what it is. And those of you that are waking up, you can't see it, you're worried about being wrong, would you please stop? When you're mistaken about something, that's a progress point in getting where you need to be to become yourself. Again, what great race car driver has never wrecked a car? Zero. What baker has never made food that he needed to put more sugar or something in? Zero. What artist has never destroyed some beautiful work because they weren't happy with it or made one mistake that they had to go back and fix? Zero. What great mathematician has ever gone through his life without making a miscalculation? Zero. Mistakes are progress points, people. Don't worry about being wrong. That's usually when someone says, you're wrong, you're a liar, blah, 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 they got issues. And they're trying to dump on you to make themselves feel better. Don't let them do that. That's their problem, not yours. When I talk with people, I tell it like it is. Why not? I go to court. I tell it like it is. Why not? So, I'm tired. This body's dying. I need to leave. I have work to do. I can't do it while I'm stuck in this body. I'm not going to hurt myself, but after I get this first lawsuit handled, a short time after that, I'll be falling away. There's a reason why I've always wanted to go to Hawaii this life, and now I finally have the opportunity to go. And a lot of my spirit animal friends on the other side, they've come to me and said, look, animals will never lie to you. Once you learn how to see, feel, and connect to an animal,
animal essence, they've had more lives than anyone else. They look just like us. I mean, they can look like us, talk like us. Remember, they're energy. Excuse me, they're spirit, sentient energy. But we have to, when we see one, we have to have some way to connect and know that that's who we're talking to. So because you can't see all the frequencies, you see an image. It's also called telepathy. We'll try to do one on telepathy too. Anyway, folks, you can't, I'm sliding off topic again. So I apologize to people about that. I'm doing the best I can. Like I said, I will not hurt myself. I'm waiting to drop this body, but I have to get to a certain point. All of you will have the opportunity to wake up if you want. Everyone's going to be seeing more because things are being released inside you to where your energy will flow properly. Everything that tries to stop it will be stopped or destroyed. I'm proving I'm proving that metaphysical abilities are real by talking with all the people, helping you understand it, by talking with psychiatrists, type medical, type doctors, dealing with the actual doctors, the medical doctors themselves. All kinds of hospital lab techs with the quantitative electroencephalograms. They're like, what the hell's going on? You can't fake this stuff. Okay? Scientists, geneticists, I'm proving it to them. Even going into some of them and doing it to them, they're like, holy shit, what is this? And one of the scientists, I was having a good time talking with him. He goes, how are you doing this? He's excited. How are you doing this? I said, I got a little Game Boy thing over here, and I got a satellite. And he didn't get mad, but he was getting a little annoyed. He goes, no, really, how you doing this? Don't try to make a joke out of this. And I said, folks, I've been doing this all my life. You have to be really strong to be able to do it, and there's other source here in the planet that's strong, that's in a body, and I made them strong enough where they can do it. And the field is what is going to make sure all this happens. And I told you the field's part of me. So is there a YJ in there? No. There's a BU. Make up your own mind. Do what you want. As long as you don't hurt anyone else, you're going to be fine. It's time all of you are free. The very first life I ever had was Lily and I. It was horrid. Butcher, disastrous, just... Lily and I come from the strongest focal point of Lilith and Arae, respectively. They're gone. She and I aren't, though. And that strongest focal point was love. People, y'all are so awesome, you don't know. The vast majority of people, when I started doing this, a little over 3% of the population was awake. Now it's a bit over 4%, so progress. And if you weren't awake yet, and you are now, then gee, you made a mistake before. No, you didn't. It's just what was. Don't worry, be more concerned about not making any mistakes than making them, okay? That's the opposite of the way we're told to go through life. You were told that for a reason. That was put in there. That was put through other people's mouths, but it was orchestrated and controlled by the original first being, male and female, using their angels. The original first angels, not the new ones. And there are some of the original first angels that are not just awesome, but incredibly powerful. And the only two angels left that are strong is some parts of Lucifer. But Archangel Michael, he's a protector. He was made to protect, so he started learning compassion and honor, equality. I've said a lot of stuff in my videos that I don't expect anyone to understand, but I've always demanded of myself, not expected, but demanded of myself to put it out there. The more I woke up and became myself. So I've shown you through example that it can be rough, but it's awesome. I'm no better than nothing else. Don't want to be, and I can't be if I did. So that thought process has no relevance to me whatsoever, other than knowing it exists and many others, and why. When you understand what's happening, then you say, damn. And then when you understand what caused everything to happen and how it came to be, you say, that sucks. And then you deal with everything the best you can. Everybody's talking all this crap on the internet. A lot of them are just doing the best they can, but they don't understand. That's all going to change. Now, what are you all going to think when you wake up and you find out everything I've been telling you is real? Nothing. You just keep going. There's no gee, poor Jay. There's no gee, Jay had it right. There's no yay. No. There's cool. Look what I'm seeing now. Look what I understand now. That's what it's about. It ain't about the tired old man in the overalls. It's about everything else. Nothing is strong enough to even hold a candle to me. Nothing. I'm the freak of creation when it comes to spirit, power level. And I don't mean nothing more than a leaf on a tree. Everything to me is precious. Everything to me is precious. So, anyway, folks, look. Again, love you, man. This is a long video. That's the best I can come up with right now. I'm sure I made mistakes because I learned from them and I move forward. That's the best I can do to try to get you to start to understand the power, the most powerful metaphysical ability that there is. Your heart. Heart energy is a beautiful thing. Physical relationships are made to be troublesome, but when you're not in the body, you have that love. It goes everywhere. We all talk through love. And those that don't, that's okay. They stay away. There's another side of lower frequencies and higher frequencies. Oh, by the way, for those of you that want to go there yourself, astral projecting and stuff, the other side of higher frequencies, well, the other side is a dimension, and it's 1.5 feet to the right, 3 foot up, and it's a little bit towards the front of you. That's the shift. And this dimension, the third dimension, and the one above us, the second. And the first dimension you can't get in or out of. Just know that. And there's layers. It's layers of frequencies, but there's dimensions below us. That's not hell. There's no hell. Okay. And they're again twisted, but a little shorter. The frequencies in between, the difference of the frequencies is shorter. Depth is shorter. What now? The other side of higher vibration is right here on this planet. Now, if you go to the first moon off of Uranus, it's called Miranda. That's where the other side of, that's where those that are more negative hang out on the other side. It's still the second dimension. Some people get mad, you know, throw thumbs down, and it's not this, it's not that. I don't allow comments because I'm putting out information people can listen to and make up their own mind. When it's time, they'll come there, and there it'll be. That's one of the reasons for the spiritual foundation to be around. That's why it's important. You have to have access to this. Anybody trying to stop this, it's no problem, easily done by the other side. So, those of you that think I use this as an opportunity to try and brag about myself or tell you lies about what I am, you're welcome to that too. I really don't care, because it doesn't matter
It's not important. What's important is that you'll find yourselves. I want to give you good information. The others that are remaining here, after this body's gone out, I'm finally free. And not long. I've been waiting since what? 1st of September 2017. 2015. Anyway, I have problems with dates. Anyway, as time goes on, you find out for yourself. It's about you. It's about you becoming yourself and understanding more. If I help you understand more and you decide you can't stand me, that's cool. It doesn't affect me. I am what I am. I'm doing my job. So that's what matters. So that I perform my function. I was made for this in the very beginning. To serve and protect, that is. That's why they made me so strong. But it backfired as I went through having so many lives, especially abusive ones, learning compassion and honor, equality, and then, because of what I am, justice. And gee, that's creation's new format. I wonder why. Because that's the only way we can grow separately or together in any type of healthy manner. Some people scream they don't like it. That's okay. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They can't do anything. It's going to be the best it can be for everyone. Folks, love you, man. Take care, and I hope you have something you can get out of this now. But if not, the more you wake up, the more you'll have there for you. And that's what matters. That's what matters, is that you become yourself. Like I've always said for so many years, you'll have no idea how awesome you are. Love you, folks. Have a good one.